Hi everybody and welcome to the summary of my first at Walt Disney World video. So hopefully you've seen the whole series, hopefully you really enjoyed all of the things that I've tried. I'm sure some of you have done a lot, if not all of the things that I tried, but for me they were all things that I had never done before. I really enjoyed trying to do new experiences, and some of the things that I did were really good fun. So I'm definitely going to keep that tradition going, which I will talk to you about at the end of this video. So what I thought I would do now, just to kind of round off the series, is to just go through the different things that I tried and give a bit more of a review about what I did, because I know that actually at the time as I was filming I didn't necessarily fully review everything that I did or tried. So I'm just going to go over some of the stuff and give you a bit more of an overview of what I thought. So I thought the best thing to do would be to break things down into categories, so restaurants, attractions, food, shows and other, just to sort of pick out some of the standout things from each of those categories, tell you my absolute favourite one and things that I really enjoyed. So if we start with restaurants, there were loads of restaurants that I went to that I'd never been before, and there are still hundreds more that I haven't been to. So still loads more opportunity out there. So the restaurants that I went to were Pizza Rizzo, the Katsura Grill, Yak and Yeti, Pizza Safari, Sanaa, the 8 Spoon Cafe, Olivia's Cafe, and then we had Olive Garden as well outside of Disney, which I had never done before. So out of all of those, my absolute favourite was Sanaa. It was absolutely incredible. The location was beautiful. Animal Kingdom Lodge was absolutely stunning. The animals, just the whole theming of everything was absolutely wonderful. The restaurant was really cool, even though I wasn't sat in a window, which everybody raves about, sit in the window and the giraffes will come up. I was kind of tucked away, but I liked that because I was by myself. It didn't kind of make me feel like everyone else in the restaurant was looking at me. I was kind of tucked away in a little nook, which is really nice. The server was incredible. He was really knowledgeable about the menu. He was really good at explaining it. It's not a complicated menu, but it does take a little while to work out what everything is. I went for the most expensive option, where you choose a meat, a vegetable, and then a side, so like rice. I always order chicken everywhere I go, so I'm trying to push myself to try new things, so I went for the beef, and I am so glad I did. It was the most delicious thing ever. It was boneless, which I didn't expect actually. It was boneless, and it just disintegrated. It fell apart. It was beautiful. It was so tasty. The sauces were incredible. So if you're looking for a new restaurant to try, a new table service restaurant that you haven't tried before and you want something a bit different, definitely go to Sanaa. I will recommend that to everybody forever. It was absolutely amazing. Yak and Yeti was very good. It would probably come second in my list, but Sanaa is just, if Yak and Yeti is a 10, then Sanaa is a 50. It's incredible. So out of the restaurants that I tried, my absolute favourite was Sanaa. I really enjoyed that. In terms of food that I hadn't eaten, or I'm including drinks in this as well, including food or drinks that I hadn't tried before, we had a Lafrouz brew, I had the kitchen sink, a mac and cheese with pulled pork I'd never done before, I had frushi, and I had the frozen violet lemonade. I also tried lots of little things at the flower and garden stalls, but these things I picked out individually as one-off things that I'd wanted to try. Out of all of those things, my favourite was the frozen lemonade. It's got a really distinctive taste and it was absolutely beautiful. And I think one of the really cool things about that lemonade is when you go on the behind the scenes tour, you can see the violets that they actually used to make the lemonade. It was beautiful. Really enjoyed that. A close second is probably going to be the mac and cheese with pulled pork, because as I think I said in the video, it's mac and cheese and it's pulled pork. What's not to like? It's delicious, and it was perfect lunch size portion as well, so that was really good. But yeah, the frozen lemonade was just, I can't even explain what it tastes like because it's just stunning. It's delicious. I saw several new shows that hadn't been at Walt Disney World previously, and one or two that I had not come across before. So I knew they existed, but I'd never actually stopped with the intention of being there to watch them and just watch the full show instead of just kind of dashing past on my way to stuff. So we had Rivers of Light, we had the Citizens of Hollywood, the Frontierland Dance Party, and the new Magic Kingdom Welcome Show. Out of those, I have to say, Citizens of Hollywood was brilliant. They were absolutely hilarious. I was just stunned at their comedy, their quick thinking, the way that they could rhyme things so quickly, and so funny. Really, really good. I watched them for ages, and I would highly recommend, if you're in Hollywood studios, stand and watch them, watch their act. It's really, really funny. People say Hollywood studios is a half-day park, but actually if you do things like that, it's those little things that will keep you there the whole day. Really, really entertaining. Plus, it gives you a chance to just sort of take a little bit of break from just rushing everywhere and just stand or even sit on the curb and watch them. They were really, really funny. The Welcome Show in Magic Kingdom, really? I mean, it's a nice show because it's a show in the Magic Kingdom at the castle with the characters and you get fireworks. But as somebody who absolutely loved the Magic Kingdom Welcome Show with Casey Jr. at the beginning at the station, I'm sorry, that's, yeah, that's irreplaceable to me. So it's okay, but I'm never going to think I have to get to Magic Kingdom in time to see the opening show like I did with the old show. I will now be thinking I need to get to Magic Kingdom in time to get in for when it opens, so it was okay. Rivers of Light, I have to say, disappointed is probably the wrong word. I've used the word underwhelmed to describe Rivers of Light in other situations. Yes, it's nice, but it's nowhere near on the scale of the other nighttime shows. If you think about Fantasmic or Illuminations or the Star Wars fireworks, Rivers of Light it's okay. I understand completely that they can't have fireworks or loud music or anything like that because you've got all of the animals around. I get that, and that's not the reason why I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. I just thought that the content could have been slightly better and it could have been longer, and the story could have been a bit more developed, I think. The pre-show is beautiful with the fireflies and the animals in the background, that's lovely. And yes, it is a nice show, but it's not I'm going to queue here for 3 hours to watch this show. It's if I can get in and see it, I'll watch it show. I know that a lot of people do rave about it, and I'm sure a lot of you will disagree, but for me personally, if I'm limited on nights and I'm choosing nighttime shows to go and see, Rivers of Light would be the one that I would skip to go and see something else. So, but that's just my opinion, as I sit here in my Wishes t-shirt. There weren't many attractions that I did for the first time, mainly because I'm really big on attractions, and my mantra always is you should do everything at least once. So I will do all of the other things that people think are a waste of time, like the Country Bear Jamboree because I love it, the Tiki Room. Although I didn't do it on this trip, things like the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, doing everything once, you can't just, in my opinion, you can't just not do stuff because you don't think you'll enjoy it. You should do it anyway because that's the whole part of the Disney World experience. So I was quite limited on attractions that I haven't done because of that approach. I do as much as I can. So the two things that I did that I hadn't done before, one was a ride and one was a meet and greet. So the Astro Orbiter attraction in the Magic Kingdom, which is actually one of the first rides I did on my first morning, which I really enjoyed. It's exactly the same as Orbitron at Disneyland Paris, so if you've seen my Disneyland Paris vlogs, you will know in great detail what that ride is like. But the added bonus of the one at the Magic Kingdom is that it's up high on top of the People Mover, so you get a spectacular view. You can see the Contemporary, the Seven Seas Lagoon, and you can see the Grand Floridian, as well as the rest of the park. It's absolutely beautiful. So I would recommend go up there when it's nice. Don't go up there when it's raining if it's open. Go up there when it's nice and enjoy the view. It's beautiful. It's a really, really good ride. As with Orbitron, I wouldn't queue more than 15 minutes for it, just because it is just a little spinny ride with no other real added benefit other than the view. But if you get there and you're there first thing in the morning, there's not much of a queue for it, then go for it. It's a really, really fun ride. The other thing was the meet and greet, and it was the first time that I have met Olaf. And Olaf was really, really sweet. He doesn't sign autographs because he can't write, because he's a snowman. Duh. But we had some really, really good pictures actually, and it was really, really nice to meet Olaf, so I'm really, really glad I did that as well. And then lastly, I did a lot of activities. Disney are very clever at giving you other things to do. So you don't just go to the park, ride the rides, eat in the restaurants and go home. There are additional things for you to do to enhance your experience. For people like me who have been a lot and don't necessarily need to spend as much time doing everything because they've done it before, there is a whole host of activities that you can do. So the first thing I did was I bought a Hidden Mickey book, which talks about all the different places in Walt Disney World where you can find hidden Mickeys. And I'm always on the lookout for them anyway, but I thought getting the book would be really, really good fun so I could go and spot them. The disadvantage I found with the book was, first of all, you have to carry it, and it was quite heavy. I've got my big DSLR camera with a big lens on it. I have my flip-flops for when it rained, my poncho, all my batteries and everything. So it was just another added weight in my bag. Secondly, it was quite difficult to flick through the pages and stuff and hold whilst I was in line and trying to sort out everything else that I was holding. So Hidden Mickeys is really, really good fun, but I think what I'm going to do for my next trip is I will leave the book at home and I'm going to try and find an app. I think you probably have to pay for all of the apps that you can do Hidden Mickeys on, but I might do a bit of research and find a really good app that I can use, because I'll have my phone with me anyway. It's no extra weight, and you can tick things off as well. If you want to tick things off in the book, then you've got to take a pen as well. So I did enjoy hunting for Hidden Mickeys, but I think the book is probably just one more added thing to carry that you don't need to, so maybe look at getting the app if you want to try searching for Hidden Mickeys. I then did some, I guess they're kids' activities, I don't know, kind of like scavenger hunt type things. So the first one I did was Wilderness Explorers, and I absolutely loved that. Space to Animal Kingdom, and I enjoyed it so much I'm going to do a separate video on how the Wilderness Explorers works and what I thought about it. So I'm not going to talk too much about it here, but it was really good fun. The next thing I did was the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. Now this is a little bit complicated, and I do want to do a video about Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom for you, but I think I'm going to do that after my September trip, because I want to go back and I want to play it again and find out a bit more information about it first before I give that to you. But it is really, really good fun. If you're competitive, I can see it being quite addictive because you don't want to stop playing until you've won. So that could be a problem, and I've heard people saying that their kids get really into it and they don't want to do anything else because they're really engrossed in playing the game, so that's something to bear in mind. Start doing it at a time when you've got time rather than when you've got loads of fast passes booked or dining reservations that you need to get to. But the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom is very good, very clever the way that it works. I like the way that it works. So yeah, I recommend that. That was good fun for the Magic Kingdom. At Epcot I did the Easter Egg Extravaganza, which is an Easter egg hunt, which was also really good fun because you don't need to go out of your way to do it. If you're walking around the World Showcase, then you're already doing it. So it was just something that I did as I was eating and drinking around the world. So yeah, that was pretty good fun. I think they do an equivalent thing in Food and Wine where you have to search for the Remys, or they did last year. So I might do that again in September if they are offering that, and then you get a little free prize at the end as well, which is nice, a little plastic Easter egg. And the last thing I did, I wasn't sure whether I was going to do or not. It was going to be one of those, well, we'll see, if I have time I'll do it. And that is the Behind the Seeds tour at the Land. Now I first heard about this tour through See You Real Soon vlogs, Joe and Ashley, and they did the tour and they absolutely raved about it. And I love the Land, and I love living with the Land. And when I've worked in Epcot, I worked next door to the Land, so a lot of our trainers actually came from the Land. So there was a lot of crossover with where I worked in the Land, and we had a lot of training in the Land and the restaurants and stuff around there. So I love the Land for all of those reasons. But I'm not a great gardener. I don't have green fingers. I don't have any aspirations to start my own vegetable plot or anything like that. So I was a bit like, am I going to be interested? I don't know. So I found out a bit more information about it. I looked at the cost, and I think it's $25. It was $21 for me with my annual pass holders discount, and it is between an hour and 90 minutes, and I think I was probably closer to the 90 minutes than I was to an hour. So it's not like you're committing your whole day, so you don't need to worry if that's something that you're worried about and you're looking for something a little bit quicker to do, then this is only about 90 minutes is the maximum that it goes to. I loved it. It was so interesting. So I'm probably going to do a separate video about the behind the scenes tour as well. So I'm not going to give away too much. I will show you in my vlogs, but I'll do a bit more information about how it all works and all of the ins and outs and stuff a little bit later in another video. But it was really, really interesting. I would highly recommend it, even if you don't have an interest in gardening. It's really interesting to learn what Disney do and how they do it. So I would highly recommend that. So out of the activity things that I tried, I would definitely recommend Behind the Scenes Tour. There you go. That is my list of things that I did for the first time that you have seen in my series. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed some of the experiences that I talked you through. Maybe it's given you some ideas of some new things to try, or it's just given you the idea to go and try new things that you haven't done before. I highly recommend it. It's a really, really good way of making your trip really interesting and making it a completely different trip from previous trips. So you're still in Disney, you're still having fun, you've still got all the amazing attractions and everything, but you've got different things to do. It's really, really good fun. So that's the first of my first at Walt Disney World series. I'm actually going to continue the series. I'm going to do it again when I go back in September. There are more things, believe it or not, on my list that I know that I haven't done that I want to do. So I'm definitely going to do a few things when I go in September. The first thing that I have never done before is travel to Walt Disney World with a big group of friends. I've been with a boyfriend, I've been with my parents, my family, both when I was younger and when I was older, and I've been by myself. But I've never been with a big group of friends, and there are going to be 12 of us going on this trip. It's going to be incredible. So that is the first time I've ever done that. So that's going to be my first for the next trip. Some of the other things that I'm looking forward to trying for the first time, I'm doing Tusker House. I've done it at breakfast, but I've never done Tusker House for dinner, and I've never done it as part of a dining package either. So I'm looking forward to doing the dining package for Rivers of Light, because I want to see how that experience compares to doing Rivers of Light for a fast pass. I know it's the same show, but I'm looking at sort of wait times and queuing times and things like that, so that will be interesting. We're doing the Fantasmic dining package, which includes Hollywood and Vine, and I've never eaten in Hollywood and Vine before, so that's going to be really interesting. So it's the first time I've done a Fantasmic dining package, so again looking at seating and experience for that. It'll be the first time I've been to Hollywood and Vine, and I think the characters are going to be in their Halloween costumes too, so that could be the first time I've had pictures with Mickey in a Halloween costume as well. We're planning to do the 4 parks challenge, and I've never done that before. I've done 3 parks in one day. I did that in my October 2016 trip, but I've never done 4 parks in one day, so I'm really looking forward to trying that out. I will be exploring more of Disney Springs, definitely. There's so many shops, bars and restaurants that I haven't been to yet that I'm really looking forward to. Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, I can't wait to go in there. That's top of my list. I really want to try that. The Magic Kingdom's got new fireworks. Wishes has gone, and we've got Happily Ever After. It has just started, and it is getting rave reviews, so I really can't wait to see that. I'm looking forward to that. And Pandora, Avatar Land at Animal Kingdom is opening. What's the date today? Today is the 19th, so it's opening a week today. That is so exciting. Reviews are incredible. The ride, the theming, the restaurant, it's all supposed to be absolutely amazing. I'm hoping everybody else is going to go and see it next week, and by the time we get there the lines will have dropped slightly and the impact on Animal Kingdom crowd levels will have dropped a little bit compared to what they will be over the summer. But I cannot wait to see Pandora either. It's going to be incredible. There are more things on the list, but as with last time, I'm not going to tell you what they are because I want to surprise you and share some new things with you for the first time as I do them for the first time. So I am really looking forward to that. So I hope you've enjoyed this series. If there's anything that you haven't done that you'd like to do, let me know. And if there's anything that you think is really unusual that you think I won't have done, then let me know and I'll see if I can fit it into my next trip. Again, with everything else that I say when you recommend stuff for me, make sure it's stuff you can actually do. I'm not doing anything stupid that's going to get me kicked out of Disney, and I'm on a budget, so I'm not going to do anything that's going to cost me hundreds of dollars. But in the comments, let me know if there's something that you've done that you think is unusual that a lot of people haven't done. See if I've done it, and if I haven't done it, I will try and do it when I go in September, October. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.